Hi, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I am actually about to go hang out with my friends. We're having a girls' day, so I wanted to take you with me while I get ready. I am going to do my hair and then my makeup, and I wanted to show you guys what I'm going to do, so let's get into it. First things first, I am just going to clip my hair back really quick, just get it out of the way. I'm going to do my makeup first and then hair, because I don't know exactly what I want to do with my hair yet. I'm thinking I'm gonna wear a hat, but I will decide before I start doing my hair. I usually never know what I'm gonna do going into these kind of things. I just kind of like figure it out as I go, so that's what I'm doing today. Anyway, to start out with complexion, I am actually gonna put on some moisturizer first. My skin is feeling a little bit dry, so just using the Bubble Power Wave moisturizer. And I'm putting a little bit of that on to start. I did my skincare earlier, but my face is just feeling dry, so adding a little bit more hydration. Now that the moisturizer is on, I'm going in with my complexion products, and I'm starting out with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, and this is going to be the base of my makeup. So I'm just going to put that all over. And then I always like to blend that out with this Hiii beauty brush. So I'm taking the big side and I'm just going to start blending that in all over. After that, I'm starting on my under eyes, and the first product I'm using is the Palladio Under Eye Brightener. This is one of my favorite products of all time. I use this all the time, even when I don't have makeup on, but what I do is I just dip into that with my finger and lightly apply that to my under eyes, and I just completely blend it out using my finger until it's all worked in. Just lightly buffing that out with my finger. I feel like it blends best this way as opposed to using a brush, which I've mentioned before, but I don't know why. It's just my personal preference. Most products I use a brush for, but this one specifically I don't like using a brush. I'm kind of skipping around a little bit, but I'm now moving on to cream bronzer before I put any concealer on. So I'm using the Rare Beauty bronzing stick today. This is in the shade Bright Side. And I'm just going to apply that where I normally would apply my cream bronzing products. This is, I would say, one of the best cream bronzers. It is so creamy and it blends so good. I have a few other cream bronzers that I like a lot, but I would say as far as blendability goes, this is the most like seamless and smoothest. It's really amazing. So if you are looking for a really good creamy cream bronzer, I would recommend this one right here. So good. And then of course I'm using my e.l.f. Duo Complexion brush like usual, and I'm taking the big side first, and I'm going to start pressing that cream bronzer in and blending it out. Just so seamless. I don't know what they put in that bronzer stick, but whatever they do, it's so nice. You can probably hear my TV downstairs. My husband literally watches TV at the highest volume in the whole world, and it drives me insane. I'm like, can you not hear? Why does it have to be so loud? I'm upstairs, he's on the floor below me, and I can hear it like as clear as day. Like every single word that they're saying I can hear. It drives me insane. And then after that, I'm going to take the small side, and that's what I use to blend out the contour on my nose. And I always bring that up into the inner corner of my eye. After the cream bronzer, I'm going in with blush, and the blush that I'm using today is from e.l.f. This is a blush that is new for me. I've never used this shade before. It's the Camo Liquid Blush in the shade Perfect Peach. Although that doesn't look very peachy to me. This just looks like a light pink color. Maybe I'm crazy, I don't know, but I'm trying it out. I've never used it before. This might not be the perfect time to be using new blush, but we're gonna give it a chance. I'm taking it on the back of my hand first. I just feel like whenever I use these e.l.f. blushes specifically, I always put way too much on my face and then I look crazy. So putting it on the back of my hand first so I don't mess it up. And then I'm taking my blush brush and I'm going to dip into that and then just lightly start applying that to my cheeks. So far, this does not seem that pigmented. I'm definitely going to need more, I think. Yeah, I don't know, it's just very light on the skin. Looks like I have like a little flush to my cheeks. It's not bad, it's just not what I was expecting, I guess. Usually these things are like crazy. You put a little dot on your face and it's all over, but I don't know. Yeah, it's cute, I guess. I don't think it's my favorite, but it's not bad. And then I'm going to take a little bit, whatever's left over on the brush, and just kind of put that on my under eyes too to blend this all together. I am going to go in with concealer, but this is just kind of to blend all these products together. So it just looks more seamless. And then I put a little bit on my nose too. Now I'm finally going in with concealer. I've been kind of doing my under eyes in like a different order than I normally do. I've been going in with the under eye brightener first, doing like my bronzer and blush, and then going in with concealer. And I don't know, I've been liking how that's turned out, so I'm going to keep doing that until I get sick of it, I guess. But I'm using the Rare Beauty Concealer today. This is in the shade 190W, and I'm just taking a little bit of concealer. I'm not using a lot at all, and I'm putting it in very specific areas on my face, and I'm going to try to keep it as concentrated into those areas as possible. So starting with my under eyes, and then a little bit around my nose, mouth, chin, and then a little bit on the bridge of my nose. And then I'm taking my concealer brush and I'm going to start blending that out. But like I said, I want to keep it as concentrated into these specific areas as possible. Obviously, I do have to like spread it out to blend it, but I want it to stay like as focused in these areas as I can. But yeah, just slightly blending these all out. Now on to my eyes. I am going in with a little bit of brow gel first, using my normal NYX the Brow Glue, just to fluff up my eyebrows. I'm not going to fill them in at all today. Just want kind of like a lighter look. And after that is my eyelashes. So first thing is curling them. And like I've said before, I think curling your lashes is the most important part of the lash routine. Like if you curl them good, then your mascara will apply better, I think, and your lashes will just look way better overall. So sometimes I go over them multiple times, but I like to get them to look a certain way before I apply my mascara, and I feel like it does really make the biggest difference. It's a small thing, but it does make a big difference. So it's worth the time to get them curled just right. And honestly, sometimes I can get them curled so good where I just put a little bit of clear brow gel in them and then leave it. I don't even need mascara because they're exactly where I want them to be. Alright, once they are all curled, I am going in with the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. This is in the black shade, and I am just going to apply that on my lashes. This makeup look is a little bit more natural. I'm not putting on a lot of makeup, so when I do that, I don't tend to go too overboard on the mascara. I just kind of like to, you know, give my lashes a little length. So that's what I'm doing today. And I always go in and coat the bottom lashes as well. I thought I was done with complexion, but I'm not. I forgot to put on highlighter. So for highlighter today, I am going in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid highlighter. This is in the shade Perla. That's what it looks like. It's like a goldish champagne color. It's pretty light, but this stuff is so like pigmented and bright that I take a little bit on the back of my hand, similar to the way that I apply the blush. And I take my highlighter brush and I lightly dip into that on the back of my hand. As you can see, I used a tiny amount, and look at that. It's like so much in your face. And I'm just dipping into that, and I'm lightly putting this on the very high points of my face. I'm not putting this all over. I'm being very intentional about where I put it. So I'm putting it on the highest point here of my cheekbone. This is going to make your face look extra lifted and your cheekbones look higher. So it just kind of highlights that area more than other points on your face. So putting that here and then going in on the top of my brow. And then I also like to do my brow bone down below, like my eyebrow, and then my nose. Oh yeah, I also forgot I wanted to wear a little bit of powder bronzer today so that my cheeks look extra bronzy, which I forgot about. I should have done that before the highlighter. I'm like all messed up today. But I am going to take a little bit of this. This is the NARS powder highlighter in the shade Laguna. And I'm just taking this fluffy brush. I'm going to just put a little bit on my cheeks. I am going to wear a hat, so I'm not going to apply any extra to my forehead, but I am going to put a little bit on my cheeks and just try to be very precise so that I don't cover up the highlighter that I just put on. And then I'm going to put some on my jawline too. Last step for makeup is lips, and I'm keeping it pretty simple for lips today. This is one of my new favorite lip combos that I've been loving, and it's really, really simple and it looks really cute. So first thing I'm going in with is one of my new all-time favorite products, which are these NYX lip stain lip liners. That's what the tip looks like. I've shown it before. It's so precise and it's kind of like spongy, but it's a lip stain. So these stay on for a really long time and they're just amazing. This one specifically is in the shade Cuff Me. It's like a very nudish pink color. It's really similar to like the natural color of my lips. So I'm going to take that and start overlining my lips. And as I do this, I like to kind of blend it with my finger so that it gets like all over my lips, I guess you could say. For this lip combo specifically, I like to kind of like add this to more than just the outside of my lips, because after this I'm just going in with a gloss. So It just blends better. And it's a really light color, so you can't tell. Alright, once the lip liner is on, next part is the gloss. And I have been loving this e.l.f. lip plumping gloss. This is in the shade Piggy Bank. That's what it looks like. It's a really pretty, like, shimmery pink color. But what I like to do is just take a little bit of that on my lips and then kind of blend it around with my finger. And that's it. It's like the perfect pink shimmery lip combo and I'm obsessed with it. Makeup is done, so now I'm moving on to my hair. And for my hair today, I am actually going to wear a hat. Wearing this hat, this baseball hat. And I was not sure if I want to wear my hair just like down or in braids. My hair's not really styled, so I think I'm gonna braid it. And yeah, I don't know. I bought this hat when I was in New York. I don't care about sports, so don't ask me about that. It's just a hat. I don't know. People in public will like, I live in Michigan, not in New York, so people in public will like make comments about the hat. And I'm like, I don't know about baseball. I don't care about baseball. I just like this hat because I bought it when I was in New York, so please leave me alone. I don't know if that happens to anybody else where you live, but I feel like it happens to me all the time when I wear this hat, and it is so annoying. I'm like, leave me alone. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to do 2 braids. What I need to do first actually is brush my hair a little bit. So I'm just taking my hairbrush and kind of going to brush through that. Once my hair is all brushed, I take this comb and I use this side just to make sure that it's parted down the middle all the way back so that my braids are like even. I feel like that's not even. What am I even doing? I don't know. The very bottom, it's like all messed up. Okay, that feels better. Alright, once they are separated, what I do is I start braiding. Sometimes I'll leave out like little pieces of hair, but usually they'll just fall out like on their own anyway, but I do like some strands out. And then I just loosely start braiding each side. And I like the braids to be more loose and messy, I guess you could say, because it makes them look thicker and bigger. So I braid my hair all the way down. My hair is so long, so this like takes a really long time for me to get all the way to the bottom. And then I just take these little like elastics and put that in. And I do this to both sides first before I do anything else. I need to get a haircut. These like hairs in the front are getting long. But yeah, I just loosely braid both sides really quick. I don't take my time with it really because, like I said, I want it to look messy and big. So does not have to be perfect unless you like perfect braids. Then another elastic. Once I get to this point, I like to put the hat on before I start doing anything else, just so that I can kind of like see what I'm working with. And then what I do is I just start pulling out like hair in the braid and up here to make it loose. And then as you can see, like the braid just looks much thicker when I do it like that. Because, yeah, I just like that look better. And then this is where you can like pull out these hairs. Do whatever you need to do, but yeah, basically I just start messing it up until it gets to the point that I like. That is really it for the hair. I will just kind of fluff up my braids as needed, but it's really pretty simple. I feel like I look like I'm about to go to a baseball game, even though I'm not. I'm going to hang out with my friends. We aren't doing anything fancy. I think we might go out to eat and then we're just hanging out at my friend's house because she just bought a new house. So, yeah. But my hair is really dirty, so I needed to find a solution to cover that up. And so this hat was my solution. Not going to a baseball game, even though that's what it looks like. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this little get ready with me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!